What is up there, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, guys. On today's video, I'm going to be installing a front and rear spoon strut tire bar on my baby Jade. Now, the rear strut tire bar is discontinued, but I found it on eBay for a really good deal, and it is a real spoon strut tire bar because I asked one of my buddy that collects spoon, Mugen, Total Racing, all the JDM parts, and I asked him and he said, yeah, that's a real spoon strut tire bar. So I got it, and I got it for a really good deal. The front strut tire bar, they still do sell it on their website, so I'll leave the link in the description below. But other than enough of me talking, guys, let's show you my strut tire bars. Alright guys, so I'm gonna show you guys my strut tire bar in my trunk since my driveway is wet because it was raining earlier. But this is my rear strut tire bar right here, guys. So take a good look at it. I got it from eBay for a really good deal. I'm not gonna say the price, how much I got it for. So yeah, but this is discontinued. It's no longer on their spoon website anymore. And this is the front strut tire bar that came in the box from Spoon. So yeah, and then also one thing I wanted to tell you guys is you guys gonna have to take these, I guess, OEM strut tower, not a bar, but strut tower mount, I guess, I don't know, but you guys gonna have to take those out to install the rear strut tire bar. So yeah, and then at one point I'm gonna take these side out too, this part right here, because there's a bolt back there which is very tight space, and I don't think my finger can really get in there. So I'm gonna take those out once, and after I install it, I'm gonna put those back on. But yeah, here is the front strut tire bar. It is actually the same length as the rear strut tire bar, which kind of amazed me. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. It is the same exact length. That's what I realized. So if you do have the rear mounts for it, you could technically buy the front strut tire bar from Spoon, and then if you already have the rear mount, then you can already do that. You can do that way too. But here's a front mount for a front strut tire mount. As you guys can see, it is nice and beautiful. So yeah, I am very excited to install these. So enough of me talking, guys. Let's install these. So you're gonna need 10, 12, 14 millimeter socket, which is 12, 12, 12, 14, and then most of the bolts back here are 12 mil bolts. I mean, yeah, no, 14 mil bolts, my bad. And then there's one right here that's 10 mil bolts. So you guys are gonna be using that, and then I'm just gonna use a flathead to remove the clips right here. So one back here, I think you could pinch it and pop it out, I'm assuming. Yeah, just like that. That's super easy. Man, Hondas are so much easier to work on, I swear, dude. I've been working on Fords, so Fords are just such a pain in the ass to work on. But yeah, after that, you could just start dismounting these two plates right here. Alright, so I'm going to use the 12 mil bolts. 1, 2, 3, and possibly, I think there's one more back here. I don't know, I can't really see from this angle. But I'm just going to take these out first. Alright, I'm just going to leave it right there. And then I'm not going to take this off yet. I'm going to go on the back and show you guys how to take those off. Alright, so I'm in the front right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 14 mil bolts, and then there's one 10 mil bolts right here. So let's take that out real quick. Let me change the socket real quick, and then it should be easy peasy. That's good, and you could just dismount this plate. And then now, next step, to take the coilover bolts out, the rear coilover bolts out. So let's do that. I think I said 12, so, or it might be 14 actually. Let me check. That's 14, so let's do that real quick. Alright, that should be good. So I'm going to lift this cable up, and this should come out just like that. So we don't need that anymore. So bada bing, bada boom. Now let's work on the other side. Right, now it's time to install the rear strut tire bar, the Spoon rear strut tire bar, I should say. It's beautiful. Oh man, hell yeah. Just slides right in. Just like that. Perfecto. So I'm gonna torque these 2 bolts down for the rear coilovers where the strut tire mount is. I'm gonna torque it down to 43 foot-pounds, and then after I'm done on both sides, I'm gonna torque this bolt right here, which is the strut tire bolt. So yeah, let's do that real quick. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. 43 foot-pounds on the rear 2 bolts right here. Alright, that's good. Nice and tight on this side. Let me show you guys on the other side now. Alright, so good news guys. Luckily, if you guys are struggling on reading Japanese, because probably 90% of you guys don't know how to speak Japanese or can't read it, and luckily I can, so because I was born and raised in Japan. So I'm gonna go over through how many foot-pounds you have to torque the bolt down. So it says right here EK9, EK9, DC2, and AP1. So they don't show the picture for DC5, but it seems like you're gonna have to pretty much tighten it down to 5.0 kilogram foot-pounds, kilogram foot millimeter, I guess. Yeah. So for LBS, that will be 36 foot-pound or so, 36.16, I think that's what it said. So pretty much 36.2 foot-pound. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna torque the spec down to. Alright, on this one guys, I'm gonna be using a 6mm 6-sided hex bolt. So let's tighten it down to 36 foot-pound on this bad boy. Alright, so it is all torqued down. The rear is done, so let's move up to the front. So these 2 bolts for the upper strut tower bolts, this was 43 foot-pound and this was 36 foot-pound. Make sure when you're tightening it down, make sure you press it in, press the pretty much bit in and hold it on really tight and then torque it down. So that's what I did because it just kept slipping out, and then I didn't want to strip the bolts on that. So you really want to press it in while you're torquing it down, 36 foot-pound. So yeah. So the rear is finished. Let's move on to the front. All right, moving up to the front guys, as you guys can see, my OEM strut tire bar is still on there. So the first step, you want to remove that. To do that, you're going to be using a 12mm socket. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's going to be 10 bolts of those. And after you remove that, you want to remove 3 bolts on each side for the top mount. So to do that, you're going to be using a 14mm bolts. And after you're done with that, then you're ready to pretty much install the front strut tire bar. But then you want to set the mount first, and after you set the mounts for the strut tire bar, then you can install the strut tire bar. Alright, next step, using a 14mm socket, removing all 3 bolts on each side for the strut tire. So the 3 bolts for the strut tire mount, you're gonna tighten it down to 33 foot-pound. Alright, last step guys, you want to tighten down the strut tire bolts with the 6mm hex head. So you're going to be tightening it down to 36 foot-pound again, same torque spec as the rear. So alright, let's do that. Make sure you guys hold it in really good. Alright, perfect. 1. in. Alright. Perfect. And that's it. That is pretty much it. It's all done. Wow, it looks really good. It definitely shines up the engine bay, but also I'm gonna have a better handling through the corners, so wow. And also it is way lighter compared to the OEM one, so definitely wow. This was man, I should have done this way earlier, but I did it, so I'm really happy with it. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll pretty much wrap up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, or if this video was helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell notification as well. Other than that, guys, see you guys in my next video. Peace out, and stay thirsty, my friends.